This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Our guest for the hour is Wendell Potter, former executive at CIGNA and Humana, former chief spokesperson, now senior fellow on healthcare for the Center for Media and Democracy. His book is called Deadly Spin. An insurance company insider speaks out on how corporate PR is killing healthcare and deceiving Americans. And if you have a question for him, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/democracynow, and we're going to try to get some of those questions in. Wendell Potter, describe what finally made the decision for you to leave. Why'd you quit?
There was a young woman in California, a 17-year-old. I say young woman, she was still a teenager who was needing a liver transplant, and her family was insured by CIGNA. Her doctors said it was necessary for her to survive. She was a leukemia patient. CIGNA refused to pay for the transplant, and it became a very well-publicized case. And the publicity was so great that CIGNA eventually decided to pay for it. But regrettably, so much time had passed. She had gotten so much sicker that she died the same day. I had, over the course of my career, handled a lot of what we called high-profile cases, but that was just kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. I just didn't have the heart or the stomach to continue being a spokesperson for an industry that, in my view, not just my view, but I knew from the work that I had done, has contributed to a lot of the almost intractable problems of our healthcare system.
Let me play Nadaline's mother, Hilda Sarkisian, who became an outspoken critic of your company, of CIGNA, and the health insurance industry. We interviewed her on our program last year as the healthcare debate was in full swing. She began by talking about what happened to Nadaline, her daughter.
Well, we miss her. We don't have our beautiful daughter with us anymore. And CIGNA is doing this every day, and that's why I'm out there to help other families to stop them. It's not only CIGNA, it's all the insurance industry that they are placing profit before patient, and it's not right. And they're enforcing the care of people, not their, they should not enforce the care of the people to their deep pockets. It's all about their pocket, all about the CEO, how much he makes. I miss my daughter. I had a beautiful, perfect daughter. I don't have her anymore. I don't.
Hilda, describe what happened to your daughter.
Well, we had insurance. We were covered. We thought we had insurance. So it's like having insurance and not having insurance is the same thing. People who have insurance and don't have it, they get the same care. But having insurance and knowing that you do have it and you are recommended to a certain hospital because the insurance company only pays if you go to that hospital, you go to that hospital, which in our case was UCLA. We were transferred there. But by the way, that's our fourth hospital within, I would say, 3 years because they were jumping us around. And finally, you go there. My son gave her the perfect bone marrow transplant, perfect match. And my daughter needed a liver transplant. And so many requests, and the doctors were denied. We were denied until the California Nurses Association stepped in, helped us out. We had to get out and go to their headquarters in Glendale, make a scene with our family, the Armenian Youth Federation, our church. Why do we have to do that? I'm a mother who should have been next to my daughter only if I knew she was going to die that same day. You think I would have that energy to go out there and do that? I could have been holding my daughter's hand and praying with her. This is not right.
Hilda Sarkisian, her daughter Nadaline, died at the age of 17, a few days before Christmas in 2007, a few hours after CIGNA, under tremendous pressure, reversed their decision on paying for Nadaline's care. So talk about what happened inside the company. We often just don't know that perspective. We know they reversed their care under their decision under tremendous pressure, but what was going on inside?
You know, one thing about this that people need to understand is if you are a squeaky wheel, if you become someone who really does begin to complain, go to the media if you've been denied something, just to make sure viewers know this, you can get some special attention, and that was what happened. It became what we called a high-profile case, and I'm always involved. I was the chief communications person, lawyers, business people were involved to do a very quick analysis of what was involved in the case. And there were some reviews of her case that were expedited. So a lot went on within a few hours, but still days passed from the time that we first learned about this until the time that it was approved. But when it got right down to the company being aware that the Sarkeesian family and supporters were going to be staging a protest in front of our headquarters in California, our offices there, that got the CEO's attention. And a meeting was held very quickly to determine, well, what will happen to the company's reputation if we don't reverse this. And so a decision was made within a few hours after, or actually during the protest. It was communicated to the family that CIGNA would pay for the transplant. It was just so much intense pressure that the company really felt it had no option.
Who makes the decision inside? Who says no before the yes, because the CEO gets embarrassed?
It's a corporate employee, just like I was a corporate employee. It just happens that he has an MD after his name or her name. Health insurers always have medical directors on staff who make these kinds of determinations. Only a medical director can deny a transplant, but they are paid by the corporations just as I am, and they realize just as much as I do that they have their role to play in helping the company meet its profit expectations.
I want to talk about the case of Thomas Concannon. He was the former head of the Federal Defenders of Eastern District of Legal Aid Society here in New York. And in 2002, this was years before Natalie, Concannon was suffering from multiple myeloma, a rare form of cancer. His doctors planned to perform a bone marrow transplant, but as he lay on the operating table, his insurance company, yours, CIGNA, announced it would not cover the operation. Days later, Tom Concannon came on Democracy Now! With his wife. This is part of our interview 7 years ago on April 24th, 2002. Tom Concannon and Elizabeth Benjamin, a supervising attorney in the health law unit at the time at the Legal Aid Society. This is Tom Concannon.
On April 9th, they actually put me in the put me in an operating room and through general anesthesia, put a tube in my chest that was, it's called a catheter, a 3-lumen catheter that's meant to be the vehicle through which they extract for blood tests and where they put chemo, different forms, chemical cocktails in. And so that was put in, and we thought after a day of rest that I'd begin 2 other days of certain kinds of photophoresis, other blood cleansing processes and other things that would prevent graft versus host disease. And then the following week I expected to get radiation and my sister's transplant. In fact, last Friday, on my enchantress's birthday here, that was the day.
That's your wife?
Yes, that's my sweetie here. It was to be put in on that day, and that was the day we got the notice we got the letter from CIGNA saying we're not, from Dr. Janet Moore saying they were not going to approve that.
What can people do, Elizabeth Benjamin, in a case like this?
Well, if you want to help Tom, I think a good thing to do would be to call CIGNA's vice president and corporate spokesman and express your utter dismay at their conduct in this case. His name is Wendell Potter, Potter.
Wendell Potter, Potter.